Welcome to Whiskey Bandits Reviews. I'm Eric.
And I'm Josh.
Whistle Pig Single Barrel Bourbon. We're going to give it a shot and let you know if you need to try it.
So let's drink on that.
All right, so Whistle Pig, a company out of Vermont. I'm not super familiar with them. I've had the Piggyback Rye sitting right here behind us. We both just partook in that, but besides that, you've never had it before?
No, I think that actually was maybe my first experience with them in general. I may have had it in the past, but if so, I don't remember it. So
I've had that. I may have had something else, but I don't recall if I did. Because they're mostly known for having ryes and what they call premium ryes, which come at a premium price, typically. So they started doing this piggyback thing to where they're not as old and obviously a bit cheaper. This bourbon came at $50. They call it a super high corn mash bill. That's all I could find on it. I couldn't get any actual numbers, just that, and that is a quote from them, super high corn mash.
yeah, anytime that I've seen anything about their bourbons is that it's typically the ones that they consider high corn, like you were saying. A lot of the ryes I've seen as well, they consider the like barely legal ryes.
Oh, okay.
So I guess they must have a pretty high content of corn in most of their stuff.
Okay. So do they have a lot of bourbon? I don't even know.
I don't know. I've just, like I said, that was just kind of a cursory look.
Yeah.
I really don't know much information about them at all, so I'm kind of going this pretty blind, to be honest.
All I ever see is their rye. I've got like their 15-year rye, but I've not opened it. Maybe that's something we need to do after this, and maybe compare it to that piggyback sitting behind us, see kind of what the difference is in them. So this is the, I ordered this online. This is the Barstool bottle from Bussin with the Boys. Supposedly they did the barrel pick on it. Supposedly, Bussin with the Boys, a podcast with Barstool. You listen to it at all?
I used to listen to it a lot. Shout out to the boys. But I've kind of slacked on the sports podcast here recently, to be honest with you. So
yeah, I've listened to a few other podcasts. It's normally pretty entertaining. I guess right now they're former NFL players.
One of them was released 2 weeks ago, maybe.
Yeah, by the Titans, right?
The Titans.
And so they actually do their podcast in a bus, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I know they got. I remember seeing some NASCAR memorabilia of some sort, whether it's Dale Sr. or Dale Jr. something hanging up there. So I remember that caught my eye.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll crack into this thing. This comes in at 100 proof, single barrel bourbon. So not often we get out of Kentucky on trying products. Okay, finally got the top off of it. It comes with some plastic over the cork and whatnot. Pretty cool bottle, and I can see looking in it from here that we got a real wood cork, it appears. So,
Not bad.
good pop, right?
Not bad at all.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a real cork. So, props on that. We've not had one in a minute. So, cool looking bottle. Got the Barstool logo on it. Extra sticker on there for
The boys.
the boys doing their barrel pick. I think they actually did it.
I've seen pictures online that they were there. Whether or not that was like a publicity thing, they just kind of showed up and did it, or if they actually were involved in the process, is,
Now, Whistle Pig's supposed to have like some of those canned cocktails too that I can't find anywhere. Because they only distribute their products in certain states, and I think Kentucky is not one of them, because I couldn't find this anywhere. I had to order this online through the Whistle Pig store. So this was not found locally. So right off, very sweet.
Very sweet.
So with the super high corn that they talk about, I assume that's that.
I'm getting some like maple and brown sugar.
Yeah. Kind of pretty vanilla forward to
Yeah.
me.
Some vanilla for sure.
Not so much like oaky yet. Maybe that'll come out in a bit.
That smells really good though.
It does smell very good. It's very sweet smelling. Kind of like some sort of toasted nut as well. It's kind of like lighter smelling though than like some bourbons you would get. And I think it's pretty heavily charred and aged 6 years, so it's not simple at all. Shouldn't be. I'm not saying that it is, but it's a very light, kind of pleasant smelling. Almost kind of like some kind of melted, I don't know, melted stuff on some kind of nutty ice cream. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
almost like butter pecan type ice cream.
yeah, like praline
Yeah.
type of thing.
Also kind of puts me in mind of those like the roasted pecans that's got like the cinnamon sugar and stuff on them.
Yeah.
It's very sweet smelling, but it smells.
It really is.
It smells really good.
And like a nice amber color on it as well. I'm ready.
All right. I like how we did that at the same time. Yeah, after getting a taste, it's already kind of opening up that oakiness like we've been used to over the past few videos.
It's got an interesting, almost unusual taste that I'm not picking up on just yet.
It's very unusual, and that's what I was trying to get to.
I don't know what that is. This doesn't taste like a typical bourbon.
It's almost got like a nutty type of flavor to it.
I don't know what that is. It's not bad.
No, I like it. I actually like this. Pleasantly surprised. I didn't know what to expect. Like I said, I don't really have much to base Whistle Pig on.
I don't know. I don't know where I stand on it, if I like that taste or not.
Definitely gives you something unique, so I'll give them props for that.
Yeah, tastes kind of like a rye company is making bourbon. It's good. I think.
Yeah.
It has a strange. I don't mean strange like bad, but if you're coming into it with a bunch of typical bourbon notes on what you're expecting, it's got some of those, but there's something else going on that I can't pinpoint.
I'm kind of like you touch on with the nose there with the nut.
Yeah.
Like the toasted.
Yeah.
It's almost got that kind of a flavor to it, and it's really kind of strange to be picking that up in the middle of everything else that's going on.
As far as the nuttiness, it's kind of like a sweet kind of dessert nut.
Yeah.
It's not super earthy.
Yeah.
The finish isn't very long. It hangs around a little bit, but the heat hangs around, but the actual taste doesn't. It leaves you with a very kind of sweet vanilla-y taste at the end.
Yeah.
Almost kind of like a French vanilla taste towards the very end. But it's pretty quick.
Yeah, it kind of breaks away pretty quick, like you were saying there. And it does have a lot going on, though.
It does. It's very dessert-y.
Yeah. This would be something like if you're the type that likes to pair it with stuff, like if you were pairing this with something, definitely sweet on the profile, sweet on the smell. I mean, it's overall one of the sweeter bourbons I've had in quite some time, I think.
You're right. The nose afterward, it's a lot more woody smelling.
Yeah.
It's not super heavy, like intense oak, like something you would get out of like a double oak or some recent stuff that we have. It's not
It's definitely kind of got that like toastiness.
Mm-hmm. It scared me at first because that strange. I keep saying strange, like, and that's probably not a good thing to call something.
Strange doesn't always mean bad.
It has
just different.
It has a different taste.
It's different is a good word for it. Like I said, I think a lot of what I'm getting from it is, kind of like that cinnamon, like pecan type thing, whatever those things are called.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of got that nuttiness, some of the sweetness off of like cinnamon sugar, followed by, I'm still not completely sure what that is, like right towards the end, right before you get that warmth from it. I think this could be interesting though. I think this could be one that we end up being.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be pretty different on it.
Yeah.
I have like a lot of kind of mouthfeel of rye now. It tastes like rye. Like I've been drinking rye. My mouth does.
Yeah, I can see that. Definitely kind of gives you that feeling like you have been drinking rye. So, but like you said, I guess coming from a rye company.
Yeah. Does it hit like 100 proof to you?
Honestly, for me, it's pretty. That's probably seems about right.
Yeah. And the more I'm having of it, the kind of less I like whatever that taste is. I don't dislike it, but I don't think it's something I want.
I don't know.
So I don't know.
Like I said, it tastes really nutty to me, and I like that. So
I think if it wasn't at 100 proof and give you that little bit of kick, it's just on the mouth. I don't get a lot of it hanging out. I don't get a long hug from it. All right. Ready to score this thing?
I am.
So typically, I'd say no rookie scores, but I'm going to go ahead and let you know I've got a rookie score.
Okay. You're the one that's usually adamant against it, so.
All right. I have this.
All right. 7.4 for me.
Okay, so 7.0 for me. I thought you'd be a little higher on that. I was stuck between a 6.9 and a 7.0. I like it, but whatever that taste is going on, kind of the more I had of it, the less I found it undesirable.
Yeah. Like I said, it tasted really nutty to me. And I guess that's why I liked it, because I like.
Yeah.
Like those a lot. Problems, the drawbacks for me was, like you touched on, it doesn't really last. It doesn't really give you, the most like lasting flavor or anything like that. And as much as it's going to sound like I'm contradicting myself from the entire rest of the video, I don't normally love the sweeter bourbons in general. I usually prefer more of a spice to whatever I'm drinking. So anyway, that's kind of where I landed on it. Overall, I really liked it. We kind of talk about 8s and above is where we usually set. Is go out and seek. I don't feel like that's necessarily what this is. If you ever have the chance to try it, I would recommend to try it. Just because it's so different from pretty much anything I've had.
I think it's interesting. At $50, if you've got $50 to spare, it's definitely something to throw into the collection. Especially a bourbon being not from Kentucky, which you don't find a lot of, especially being 6 years old. Normally, stuff that you find that's not a Kentucky product or Jack Daniels is not going to really be up to the standard of this typically. If you've had something that's like a toasted oak or like a toasted oak sort of thing, it's kind of similar to that in some senses, but still just kind of different. So if you want something that's pretty interesting and probably different than a lot of bourbons you have that you're still going to enjoy, this would be it.
Yeah.
So 7.2 for us. Again, it's not something I would seek out, but If I saw it and didn't have it, I'd probably buy it.
A bourbon made by a rye company, and it feels like it's kind of stuck somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
It's got some good things from the bourbon side, some good things from the rye side, but it doesn't completely gel together. But overall, pretty solid. If you get the chance to try it, I would.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. Leave us a comment if this is available in your area, if you've had it, if you agree with some of our notes, or if you know what that thing is that I can't name of what it tastes like. Let us know as well. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, see ya.
Single barrel bourbon.